Let's celebrate the red, white, and blue with a sweet childhood favorite. And guess what? It's reusable too. Welcome to Up All Night DIY. I'm Monica. Thanks for joining me. Hanging with my girls today, Zana of OK at Home, Jody of Southern Seasons, Dawn of Shabby Meets Bling, and Traci of Traci Vanover Designs for the last thing thrifted, a red, white, and blue celebration. Let's get into it. I found this large tart pan at a thrift shop for $2.50, and I thought it would be the perfect surface for this project. I was going to paint it, but actually, I really like the patina that's already on it, so I decided I'll keep it just as is. To keep the inside metal disc in place, I used some clear packing tape across the back. Works perfectly. Because as I mentioned, I do want this to be reusable. We'll also be using some other doodads, mostly Dollar Tree stuff. I printed out this vintage Cracker Jack image onto cardstock and cut it out. I thought this was really cool. And I also printed up some other vintage images that I thought would work with this project. The Cracker Jack piece will be our centerpiece, so that's going to go right in the middle of the pan. I'm going to cut out these other images, and for this one I'm using my scalloped scissors to cut this image out, to zhuzh it up a wee bit. I'll leave a wee bit of a white border around the firecrackers, so I'm cutting close, but like I said, just going to leave a little bit of a border. I'll come in and hit the edges of the Cracker Jack with red ink, and I'm just going to use a cosmetic sponge to add any of the ink to my images. Now I want to antique it, so I'll hit the edges with Vintage Photograph Distressing Ink by Tim Holtz, my favorite. I'm going heavier with the ink, even adding some to the surface in places. I'll repeat this process on my other images, and actually I started with the Vintage Photograph ink this time, and then I came back in and hit the edges with red. Of course we're going to need a wee bit of sparkle, so I'm adding a partial outline with Mod Podge, kind of like a highlight, and I'm going to sprinkle it with glitter. I'm starting with the fuse, and I'm going to add a wee line here at the top, right there, and then I'll come down the sides and along the bottom. I'll do the same with the blue firecracker using matching glitter. Nice, sparkly. Now let's add some glamour dust to the sparkly part at the top, the fizzy bit there. I'm just doing wee strokes, just a little here and there in like sweeping motion. And we'll add the glamour dust, and we're done. Now for this piece, I have this confetti-esque blue glitter. It's big chunky glitter. I'm going to add some here and there. I love this big chunky glitter. Makes me happy. So as I mentioned, I want this piece to be temporary and reusable. I'm going to use glue dots to attach the Cracker Jack to the middle of the pan. I put them close to the edge, of the cutout so that it lays nice and flat. Now these are temporary dots, so this is going to allow me to pull that paper right off the pan after the holiday. I'm just going to press it down firmly, and this worked perfectly. Now let's add some stars. These are Dollar Tree table scatter. This stuff always comes in handy for just such projects. And I'm going to add one on either side of Cracker Jack. So I cut some little star beads from a Dollar Tree necklace. These come 3 in a pack, red, blue, and silver. This kind of stuff I always find really handy. So I'm just going to flank the stars with these star beads. I bought a couple of balloon weights from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to remove the picks from them. And I'm going to separate the stars from the tassel as well. This wire is really thick, so it was a little bit of a struggle, but I start bending it back and forth, and then it kind of snapped right off. Here I'm just checking to see where I might want these to go. What I decided to do is to use this shabby bow that has a magnet glued to the back of it. I made this a couple years ago for another project, and I've been reusing it ever since. It's really very, very convenient. So I'm popping it right here at the bottom. I also added magnets to the star clusters with glue dots. This will allow me to reuse the stars as well as the magnets. So I'm going to position them right here on either side of the bow. And I really do like using the magnets here because that allows me to reposition the items. No fuss, no muss. I like the stars here because I think it looks like, you know, the sparks flying out of a firecracker. You know what I mean? I added some blue beads to the center of the red Dollar Tree stars. They came off of those necklaces too. And again, I just used a glue dot to attach. I wind up changing that red star to a blue one because I felt like there was too much red in one area. Okay, so here I switch out the red star for a blue star, and here's why. I had some of these mini Christmas balls in red and blue, so I decided to hot glue them together in a cluster, once again adding a magnet to the back. I'm going to pop them on top of the bow right here. I glued some craft sticks to the back of my firecracker image to give them a little bit of support, and then I glue dotted magnets to the craft sticks. This is going to allow me to choose where I want them to go, and again, to move them around if I'm not happy with the position. I think I like them better on the inside. What do you think? Now let's make something for across the top. I thought this Happy 4th of July image would be perfect for the top, but it needs more embellishment. So I cut out sections of a Dollar Tree necklace to fit across the top and bottom. I think it gives it more of a finished look. This image reminds me of like a popcorn box. You know what I mean? I like to reuse every bit of scrap I have, so I wrapped a craft stick in the Mylar from the balloon weight and twisted some gold pipe cleaner on the ends, and then I added a couple of magnets to the back with glue dots. I'll glue the Happy 4th of July image to the middle of the craft stick, and I'm going to flank it with more of those styrofoam stars, you know, the table scatter. I did decide to use hot glue to put the stars on. I'm not really worried if I can't reuse these stars. They're always readily available. Yeah, I like that. I think it looks really festive. What about you? And now I'm just going to pop this right at the top of my pan, and this project is done. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. What do you think? I'm all about that vintage Cracker Jack sailor and his pup and go. The fact that all the pieces are reusable, that's the cherry on top. All in all, I believe I spent about $5 to create this. You gotta love a reusable project, am I right? Please be sure to check out Dawn, Traci, Jody, and Zana's channels, as well as the playlist. All will be linked in the description box. Show everyone some love. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and all that good stuff. Stop back again next week. I'll have another Halloween project for you, when I'm participating in the Tricksters with Treats collaboration hosted by Dawn of Shabby Meets Bling and Traci of Traci Vanover Designs. I'll have updates during the week on my community tab. Stay creative, my friends. Thanks for hanging with me. See you next time. Up all night with Monica.